My name is Roslyn Felly. It's time for us to delve into what the newspapers have for us, but let me introduce my guest. He's already seated. Bernard Mona, who one day will become the flag bearer of the PNC. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
How are you?
I could have been better.
So what is not making you better?
I'm sure that when you are reading the newspapers alone, it gives you lots of palpitations. The headlines are as scary as the scandals that we are witnessing. And you think that the headlines are scary, you go into the matter and it's even worse. Because corruption is now virtually an official second national anthem in our nation. And everybody is doing what they have to do. State resources are taken in reckless abundance by people, and they become richer. The unfortunate thing is that the church and the mosque tend to glorify these individuals, because when we go to church, then they are identified and put on front row, right? They pray for them, special prayers. In fact, all of us are urged to come and give them special prayers for looting and stealing our wealth for their own glory. Then those of us who join the church, we are just giving a hand raise. And then the Lord be with you, and we go.
I don't know the church that you attend that.
Well, I was born a
For
Catholic.
my church, it doesn't happen there.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Don't
happen
pretend
about
about
it. It's true.
Which church?
I go to Power of Worship International,
And I'm
it
saying
doesn't
that
happen there.
It happens. All they bring the so-called rich people. They sit in front. They don't, regardless of where they are source of
I'm
wealth.
not rich, but I sit in front.
Or you have no idea the motivation for your sitting in front, right?
But let me start off with what the newspapers have for us, okay?
I'm at your service.
So I'll start with the Finder newspaper, and it reads, EcoBank donates to Akosombo Dam spillage victims. Newmont tops all at 20th Ghana Club 100 Awards. Jinapor laments regression of global efforts to combat climate change. NIA to pilot registration of Ghanaians abroad February 2024, says Professor Atefua. And SHS, GES interdicts several heads over alleged collection of unauthorized monies. Now, I think about a week ago, no, not a week ago, just this Friday, and my mother was telling me about a woman who has been interdicted because she ended up, telling the students to pay money for, is it cardigan or sportswear or something? I don't know why some of the head teachers do this. Anyway, the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is the next newspaper I am reading, the Ghanaian Publisher. Kwabena Japan rally support for Bawumia. FEMA calls on CSOs to safeguard free SHS. Dr. Kwabena Donko backs lithium deal. Ghana's future lies with STEM, Education Minister says so. And why we embarked on digitization, Bawumia explains. Now, today, one of our topics happens to be with the vice president, when he actually was addressing some students from KNUST, and he said that, the Ghana card will be so powerful that, there'll be a time where if you have to purchase a vehicle, it will enable you to. But he has come out to say that he didn't mean that the Ghana card is what will be used to pay for the cars. No, he didn't say that. He rather says that it will give you a credit score. You can be tracked with your Ghana card, so you can pay, with, I don't know if it's payment terms, or we'll break down. We'll break it down when it's time for us to talk about that. The Republic Press newspaper is the next newspaper I am delving into. Bawumia defends the digital agenda, highlights impact on corruption fight. Fire rips through French line section of Kumasi Central Market. Anas set to unleash shocking expose on organized crime in Ghana. Anas again, wow. Bleaching causes change in cops, not mistakes by mortuary men, says morticians. I know sometimes some people will go for their family members and they'll say the person used to be fair, but we picked up a dark person. So the morticians are saying that, no, it is not that we didn't do something right, but there's a possibility that your family member or your loved one was bleaching. So when the person died, the person returned to their natural color. Agri sector witnesses transformation as farmers embrace fresh initiatives, and Mahama runs to police over use of credentials. All right. We'll do the next newspaper. The next newspaper is the Punch newspaper. Punch, daring to be different. Abransi chief honored by Amansie West District Assembly. KGL Technology breaks into the top GC 100 companies. Okay. Dr. Kwame Che, recognized by South African book-selling platform. Education Minister praised for successful school placement exercise. Kumasi Central Market engulfed by fire. And a Betifi resident grateful to Brian A. Champong. All right, that's the Punch newspaper. The Daily Searchlight newspaper is the next. Daily Searchlight. Police criminal report requirements for international travelers criticized. MP accuses Controller, Accountant General of putting hundreds of MPP delegates on salary. This is one of our topics that we'll be discussing as well. Ghana's lithium leap, a comparative look at African lithium mining agreements, and police criminal report requirements for international travelers criticized. Okay, so I don't know who is criticizing it, but is it not a step in the right direction? If we want to get some sort of sanity in our system where we are also offering visa on arrival, why not? There's nothing wrong with that anyway. The Ghanaian Times newspaper, Parliament begins consideration of LGBTQI bill. Another topic we'll be delving into this morning. Support new leadership to restore ideals of CPP. Enhance security during upcoming December events. The National Security Ministry warns event organizers. For collecting unauthorized monies from SHS students, 11 headmasters land in hot water. GES initiates investigations into their conduct. And court jails man 12 months for 50,000 Ghana cedis theft. The Daily Guide newspaper is the next newspaper. KGL breaks into top 100 companies. Equiapem chiefs root for Sami Awuku. Controller, Accountant General debunks false claims. We've made progress in formalizing economy, says Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And 10 SHS heads in trouble over baller track suits petrol fees. Yes, I said it. It was the track suits I was talking about. Can you imagine? So they charge the parents to pay for baller, to pay for tracksuit, to pay for petrol. Wow. Some entertainment stories here. People reached out for threesome with my wife, says Harold Amenya. Okay. 2023 Eastern Music Awards held in Koforidua. Nigerians hate me, says Bernard Boy. And that will be all for the Daily Guide newspaper. So, we are ready and poised for the conversation this morning. We hope that you at home, you are poised for this conversation as well as we delve into what our topics have for us. Now, there's another thing that's actually we've been talking about. It happens to do with the fuel, the contaminated fuel. I was telling Bernard, and Bernard was quite surprised. He was asking me, are you sure that this is actually happening? Well, let me welcome Honorable as he's taking a seat. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm blessed, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good to have you. Bernard was asking of you just before you came.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was your campaign manager, so he was asking.
But he refused to come on the field on election day. Yes. So it's on suspension, just like the CPP, National Executive.
We are both on suspension. Yes. The constituents have suspended us from representing them, and so we have to suspend the campaign. But I was really shocked.
You were? Why?
I was shocked
Why
at
were you
the
shocked?
outcome. I thought that he's done sufficient for his constituents. I thought that he is one of the people who is very common with the people. He lives with them. He works with them. He interacts with them virtually on a daily basis. And even when we finish programs from here, you see that he has to be within the constituency and will close after 10 when everybody. So I thought that he was in touch with the constituents. But it also turned out that despite that he is a businessman The people had lots of money, and instead of allowing ideas to prevail, money prevailed. And you know that it prevailed in most of the constituencies.
That's the issue.
And so it was the highest bidder that won. And particularly if you look at the trend, it's like those who are proximate to the vice president and the presidency in most of the constituencies.
Will he agree to that?
No, he doesn't need to agree. I mean, and I'm not saying this for his agreement. I'm saying it as it happened, because you just take a critical look, and if you were not within the presidency, your chances of scaling through was a difficult one. So you ought to probably have noted that why the president declined to appoint you and to choose people and anointed them at his favorites. It's a game that we all will have to battle. You remember the Efutu area where George Anda had to come out crying at a certain point that the president went openly endorsing his spokesperson. And he had been an MP at a time that it was very difficult. The NDC was in power. He managed to use whatever means to win elections. By some strange reasons, when he had an accident, he could not get to the constituency. He lost. He expected sympathy from the presidency. He lost his job as a deputy minister. Then all of a sudden, the president goes supporting Eugene Ahin to win that constituency. So it's evident, and I'm sure that if you go to Bantama now, you know that the president has declared support for the Minister for Works and Housing. Asenso. Meanwhile, every other member of the party is your person. So for you to be making such declarations tells that, look, this is a very divisive president. This is a very partisan.
Henry, who actually, contested, is not saying all of these things. So, Henry,
but he doesn't need to say. I mean,
you are speaking on his behalf.
I'm not speaking for him.
Okay.
Not for him. I'm speaking what it is, and I think that we are in the house. We are children of one father, and the father decides that no, one person deserves to do something, and the rest of us are not competent. It brings division. The day that our father will not be there, you think that we can rally support for each other. And I think that, look, fairness and fair grounds is required, and the president must be measured in the kind of endorsements that he's making.
Anyway, Harry, how are you, though?
So, sorry, bro. Sorry.
I have changed my name to Henry from Eben to...
Eben, forgive me.
We have to investigate who is Henry.
I know. Last week you were not here. Her co-host was on crash with a baboon. And so today she's crashing on a Henry. We have to find out. I agree.
Eben, how are you? Forgive me, okay? Forgive me. How are you?
I'm very fine. Let me take the opportunity to thank you all for your support and the advice during the primaries. Just as Bernard have already said, we have been with the people for a very long time. Their problems, their challenges are ours. But they thought this time around, you have done your best, and therefore let's give opportunity to someone else as well. As to whether someone is presidential or the vice president's candidate, I cannot say that. But all what we will say, or what I will say is that there's a big task ahead of us. During my campaign, one thing I've been telling the people that I'm looking at the aftermath of the primaries and not the primaries. Because things that we'll be saying about each other will tell us whether we are winning the seat or not. So if we castigate among ourselves, if we say so many things among ourselves, when we finish with the primaries, we'll see whether you can come to me or I can come to you and tell them, let's come together and do the work. And that's a major challenge that we have, especially in Greater Accra. I must be honest and sincere with you. The last time I told the regional chairman that you have a big task ahead of you in the 2024 election, especially with the outcome of the parliamentary primaries in the orphan constituency, 20 of them. Then on the 27th of next month, we have sitting members of parliament. Yeah. And I can tell you, in some constituencies, people that are contesting and things that are happening today, I hope and believe that when we finish, we'll be able to rally everybody behind for the task ahead of us in 2024. Because I don't think that the NDC will sit down on our roof to see that, we'll take all the 34 constituencies in Greater Accra. Neither will the MPP also sit down for that. But the point is that we should not forget that the NDC have had their primaries almost about a year ago. Whatever differences that they have had,
they've been able to resolve
they have been able to resolve it. We are having the primaries just about 2 weeks ago. God willing, next week, Tuesday, we are having an assembly election. Then we celebrate Christmas and New Year. The time frame for us to campaign will be very short. You are now going to do reconciliation. You are now going to call people for people to come and apologize. Yesterday, Rosalind, yesterday I had an opportunity. I went to church with my party people to thank God. In the evening, I decided to do some small party. And then, in the course of the conversation, my sister said something, and in fact, I cried.
What did she say?
That somebody came to her, told her that, in fact, the person called her, where can I find you? So, I'm in church, come. Then the person went to the church, and the person said, you know what? I know you are only two, you and your brother. But do you know what your brother have done? He has taken you to a malam, killed you for rituals, for his elections. I cried.
Wow.
To that extent.
That's how they are defaming people?
To that extent.
Because of elections.
Somebody said, I have killed somebody, cut the person's head, cut the legs and the hands, and then buried it in my house, and took the body to Amasaman, and buried there, and bought a motorbike to the Amasaman chief to protect the body that I have put there. So when you finish with this, can you come to me? Can you come and tell a Medra to accompany you for a campaign? You cannot. So I've been telling them that the aftermath is very important and not the election that we are going to have. But for me, for the sake of the party and for the sake of we winning 2024, I'll let it go. But others may not. Yeah. But for me, I know what I'm looking for in MPP government. So I'll do everything possible. I'm looking for MPP to break the 8. So whatever I will do in my capacity as a former member of parliament for the constituency, I will do it.
Fantastic. All right, this is coming from Honorable Ebenezer and
Honorable Ebenezer Nati.
Can you imagine?
That's what the allegations are.
But I'm surprised that he is shocked
to hear that.
To hear that. I mean, these are things that people do, right? And so once they are seeking power, they stop at nothing. In fact, there is a common saying in our language that they will sell their parents in order to win political power. And when they win political power, then people return their mothers to them. So the assumption is that the end justifies the means. And so however you win, then you can go and see people to come and beg. But I still want to commend you for the show. It's like Kennedy Japan. Even after he has lost, he still thought that, look, some members did a good job for me. We did not win. But let's pat ourselves. Yeah. Let's have something to share. And that should be the spirit, that in the game, you can win, and you can lose. Otherwise, you don't see that my favorite new team, because of Kudus, will go and lose miserably yesterday.
Anyway, that's coming
from... You also reminded me of our loss yesterday. Yesterday we were beaten by 3-1 by Kotoko.
Hey!
The most painful thing.
What team do you support?
Accra House of Folk.
I'm Accra House of Folk fan.
I'm surprised yesterday.
I bleed Accra House of Folk.
And we're playing home as well.
Don't worry. We will win it.
They walloped you.
3-1.
No, this one, they were cheating. Anyway, talking about elections, let's start off with our conversation there before we delve into our other conversation. Now, the MP has accused Controller General and Accountant General of giving some delegates monies. Actually, he says they've put them on salaries, monthly salaries, before the election so that they can vote him to become an aspiring member of Parliament. We know that the Controller and Accountant General has actually debunked it. But could it be that there's some iota of truth in it. Or it's just one of those propagandas just to make sure that somebody will lose a vote somewhere. But this MP is actually calling on the Special Prosecutor, Office of the Special Prosecutor, to investigate into this so that we can stop monies being exchanged during elections. Let me start this conversation with you, Bernard Mona.
Well, having welcome everyone, and let me say I enjoyed this segment before this time, particularly that there was a young man in between two beautiful ladies. I just envied him.
KMG.
Oh, you can also see the man is still excited. You can see the joy. I listened to my brother Edward Abambire Bawa. I have known him for a very long time from our school days when he became NUC's president. I was one of the people gunning to succeed him. Myself, John Kuma, Ebenezer, and what's his name? Edward Omani Buama. We contested the elections immediately after Edward Bawa. And of course, Omani won that election. I have been working with Edward Bawa when he was a worker at the Ghana Football Association. And so I know him very closely. In fact, he used to call me for lunch almost all the time. And so I know him very closely. I can say that whatever information that Edward Bawa would put up is not normally hearsay.
Yes, proof.
Anybody that goes to Parliament, and I have to admit that this morning, in coming here, I spoke to him. But I always do many things. I even tried and I spoke to the Controller and Accountant General because I wanted to get the site. And I spoke to Edward Bawa. And I told him that this information that is being passed, you passed. I'm aware that the MP has been speaking same in Parliament and at many corridors. But the MP has issued a statement. So I actually forwarded the statement to Edward Bawa and said, the MP has issued a statement to say that, look, the allegations that you have made is not true.
Controller or the MP?
The MP, the current MP. Yes, has issued a statement saying that the allegations about the controller are not true. And that there is no one on salary, no delegate is on salary. And yet the same MP has been excited soon after Edward Bawa made the statement.
Politics,
No, I don't even want to say the kind of things he might have said to Edward Bawa immediately after the show. Then you go and issue a statement to say, no. People are not on salary. In any case, Edward Bawa did not even say that they are on government payroll. So if my good brother has money and decides that he's going to support people in whatever form, why not? He is a businessman. He has his farms. If people are on his farm, they will be on salary. When you have your businesses, are people not on salary? They are on stipends. So somebody come and say, I'm working for this man and I am on salary. Does that mean that the person necessarily is a delegate?
Could it be that these people are delegates?
Some could be delegates. Some could be delegates. Why? In this country, who doesn't know that about 80% of GN group, right, workers, were members of the Progressive People's Party? Who doesn't know that? And that most of them, whilst they were working, they were also holding various offices, regional chairman, national communication, this, general secretary of this. Who doesn't know that? And so does that mean that they cannot function? And so me, in all this, yes, he has made the allegations. Let us go and investigate. If they are not on government payroll, fair enough. Controller is free to go and do his job. And indeed, he has come to say that he cannot do that. I cannot see how he is going to put people on government payroll when they have not been offered employment by any institution. In any case, he doesn't even put the people on the payroll. The people are put on the payroll, and his duty is just to pay them. So Ministry of Health will employ, Ministry of Education will employ. Then his duty is that payments have come. Look, we have gone through, we have ratified that these persons should be paid, and you paid. So I don't think that there's a problem there as to putting them directly on government payroll. But it is the hypocrisy of the MP.
That's what you have. But then we also talk about vote buying. Yes,
there cannot be doubt about vote buying. See, why? I just finished speaking about the, what's the name of the Aboso, what's the name of the constituency? Your constituency? Abrekumasentra. That's why the highest bidder won.
The highest bidder meaning that the person had some vote buying?
Yeah, of course. Last week, when I was here, you were playing videos.
Yes, we played videos.
It was not me. It was you who went to capture people. And the OSP subsequently said, these people who are only recipients and not the givers, they are not arresting the givers. They are arresting the recipients that come. And they, even in those videos, they indicated who and who gave them the money. So,
my constituency. That's my constituency.
That's your constituency,
Yeah. So they indicated who and who gave them money. So why are you not going to arrest those people and say that also you are wanted by the OSP for these allegations, and you are only arresting these poor persons who only receive the money? So yes, vote buying is something that we must all decry. And if you don't work at it, I can tell you, look, we sit down and then all of a sudden, people even from other political parties have to go and see this person, go and see this person. And we are picking all the signal. I am terrified that, look, the over-monetization of our democracy simply means that democracy will collapse.
Now
you know what?
No, tell us.
Let me tell you. If we don't keep this over-monetization, this democracy will be taken over by terrorists and rebel groups.
How? How is that going to happen?
They will get funding. They will fund people to win elections. They will buy their way out. Criminals, drug barons, money launderers will find a way to take over the system. And when they take over the system, they get security. So your defense will be in their control. Your interior will be in their control. Your foreign affairs will be in their control. They will take the commanding heights of your economy. You are doomed as a democratic country. And so we must not take these things lightly. And I don't think that is light. So I think that Nyako, the kind of game he wants to play, you go around everywhere talking about controller has put people on salary. When an MP also go and says it, then you somersault, call the MP to thank the MP, and then you issue a statement at the blind side of everybody to say that it is not true. Are you the controller?
Could it be that he's been coerced to do that for the safety of the party?
Well, he won against the former, a former MP, right? He won, and that former MP was a brother to the current controller and accountant general.
But even controller himself has contested in the same constituency with a brother.
Yeah.
And the brother won.
Yes.
And when the brother won in 2008, 2013. And then Kennedy contested with the brother and won in 2020, the next primary, which is 2015.
Yeah.
Yes. And so there's nothing wrong with being contested. This thing about trying to blackmail somebody, using people, making pronouncements, then all of a sudden you turn around. I'm sure that it will not be long. You hear that the controller also wanted to sacrifice his sister to become an MP.
The allegations.
But they did that to Eben.
Yeah, this is what Edward Bauer said. He said, currently, as we sit on live radio, we know the current sitting controller and accountant general, Kwesi Kwenim Bosompem, is vying to contest one of the seats in the central region. Every delegate has been put on salary. Now, he made emphasis on every delegate has been put on salary, and he has been doing that for about 2 years. So for the past 2 years, it's alleged that they've been receiving salaries. And he said that's what I heard. So yesterday, you had a situation where people were now texting and saying, incoming MP, if you have a situation where you control my money, there must be a law on how you deal with some of these things. So his issue has to do with the fact that this man is even the controller and accountant general, and he is controlling Ghana's money. So we have to be very careful about it.
Roslyn,
you could later
let me
the MPs.
I've already greeted all of you, but let me also say that I'm so much happy. I don't know whether last week Bernard enjoyed this place, because I can see a new change, everything new. But when they were bringing but I wanted to do what Bernard did the last time. When I entered, I wanted to carry my own chair. But I was confused with the chairs I should carry.
And which of the cameras you should look into?
Oh, I did that.
You used to do it all the time.
No, you were not here last week. I said, I can tell you, a baboon was crashing on a lady here.
Really?
I tell you. From the Royal Corsi Hotel in Drapa.
It's true, though.
Now I'm free, so if you are going, you have to go with me.
No, I didn't go. They went, and we were here.
So our team went, and what Bernard is saying is true. He's not lying.
Really?
Our team went, and a baboon was crashing on the Siedua.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Fortunate. You could see her excitement. And she said, look, I'll play the video for everyone to see. And when she was even going, the monkey was doing like...
Anyway, Amen, please take your point.
In fact, I watched Bauer on Saturday on TV3. But when he was making that statement, I was like, what is really happening? Because I'm looking at the caliber of the controller and accountant general. That if it's contesting, which I know and I've heard, and not that I have heard, but I've even had a confrontation with him that he have even confirmed to me, yes, he's going to run. So I know he's running. But to that extent of putting delegates on salary, in the first place, he's not contesting the central region. It's in the eastern region. Akim Stredo, and that's my wife's hometown too.
Okay.
So if controller decided to run as a parliamentary candidate, which he has done, he has run there before.
Right.
In fact, he ran the constituency with his own brother, his elder brother. The two of them went for primaries, and the brother won. It was later that Kennedy Osanyaku came in. But Bauer never mentioned Kennedy Osanyaku's name.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
That maybe he has put this thing out there. That's all. But you know, we are doing politics. And that's what Bernard rightly said. People will be saying things and will be hiding behind people and be saying all manner of things. But the point of the matter is that if indeed controller has put people on the payroll, are they working for him to become a parliamentary candidate, or they are working for him in his company or whatever he has, or he has just put them on salary that he's been paying them every month without doing any work for him?
But listen to what he said. How can you put all delegates on salary?
Oh.
It's quite alarming, isn't it? All delegates, 2 years.
I went to a funeral in the same eastern region. And when I gave the donation, the MP in that constituency, who also happens to be a minister, came to the funeral. What I gave, the same amount of money he shared to all the funerals that were happening on that day. Assuming I give 1,000 Ghana cedis. When he came, they have about 7 or 8 funerals on the funeral ground. Everybody 200, everybody 300, everybody 50 Ghana. So when he came back and sat beside me, I said, my brother, so your place, is that how you give donation? You can't give 200 Ghana in Accra. They say, hey, Masa, wait, stop there. Here, we don't give big money. I said, okay. And I asked him, how many police executives do you have? As of 2016, he has less than 300 delegates.
So if he's
in fact, currently, as I'm speaking with you, if I'm not mistaken, the chief whip of the NDC, what is his name? Agboja. As of 2020, he have 38 polling stations. So if they have the same 38 polling stations in Adakru for MPP, multiply 5 times 38 people. That's the total number of delegates. Less than 200.
But now it's more. For the MPP?
Yes.
For the MPP.
Because the NDC, they have about 9 or 11 at the branch. But we have only 5.
So in effect, what you're saying is that if the delegates are 400, and looking at the area, he can be giving them maybe 100 cedis each every month. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And it will still be enough.
Even if you give them 50 Ghana card, the people will even appreciate it.
Because of the area.
Because of the area. But as Bernard rightly said, we need to investigate it. Is it true that he has put them on salary? Is it true that they have put them whether on government salary or not? And if he has put them on government salary, how was he able to put them on government salary? In what category did they find themselves? Are they teachers? Are they doctors? Are they whatever? Because you cannot just put people on government salary without being government workers. So if they are being put on controller salary, then controller have questions
to answer. What if they have been put on his personal salary, not controller salary?
If, I don't know whether it is true, but I'm doing my own investigations. I'm told that I have about 3 or 4 people who also been paying their delegates.
Oh, so it's not just him?
Oh, that's why I'm doing my own investigations to find out whether it is true.
There's a cause to worry here for us because this is more voter buying. Whether he's put them on controller salary or on his own pocket salary, it's still vote buying. And this is what Bernard is saying that we ought to be very careful about.
Rosalind, for instance, I've decided to be taking care of some aged in my constituency, giving them some money every month. It does not amount to vote buying. One of my colleagues who contested with me has put widows and widowers on monthly salary. Every month he gives them something, but he still lost.
But we know that it's widows. This is...
It's the same thing. It's the same delegates.
We are hearing that it's
the people that he has put on salary
area
as widows and widowers are delegates.
No, but if you're saying all delegates, then that's a problem. 2 years.
I'll be extremely surprised if controller can put all delegates on salary. Extremely.
Okay. Why is the MP the one now issuing statement?
Let me go on
if he
here
was not
and
the one
read some comments
this
coming in. I'll start from we have a lot of comments. Okay, so we start from this morning. Let me start from here. Okay. So 601 at 601, that's when our very first comments came in. Let's see what we have. Okay, so Ghanaians should not consider Bawumia as a better candidate to solve the economic crisis we are facing today. We must collectively join hands and vote or out of power 2024. Simple. And this is coming from Ablade Efiakoma Zongo. Okay. All right, so this says, happy birthday, let's see. Okay, this one says, hello, okay. I think we are having a lot of hellos coming in. Let's see what this says as well.
You go blackmailing your...
Okay. All right, so this one says, hello, Joy. Okay, hello to you. Good morning to you. I'm trying to make sure that I click on it. Okay, so good morning to you. Introduction of democracy governance, open ground, or give room for inclusive participation. And also, when you study the local government system very well, you'll notice or figure out that assembly members are second to last with regards to position, and unit committee members are the least. And this is where the inclusive participation of the people starts indirectly. My point is that the assembly system is being flagged with political colors indirectly, and this is gaining root and acceptance indirectly, which is not supposed to be so. I think the media and other governmental institutions that are into civic education must wake up against this negative practice, which is unconstitutional. Hashtag love, hashtag respect, Eron Bebako Koko Misa. Okay, let me see. All right, so Koresko Zakaria Sunyani says, Ghana is tough, Ghana is hard. It's because of 3 nuisance factors. Nana Ogu Ejuma, Bawumia, the liar, Ken Oforiatta, the killer. We must get rid of them to have freedom come in 2024. MPP is a scam. I wonder what incompetent Bawumia is going to tell Ghanaians what his vision is and how it's going to be implemented. If he has no policy, stop criticizing Mahama 24 hours economy. It's feasible, it will happen. So it is not possible in vacuum, as visionless Bawumia touted. Mahama is winning 2024. The mess they've created, no way. 2024 elections is do or die, no cost. Ghanaian delegates, you know better. Vote, Mahama, vote. NDC greetings, Alhaji Al-Hassan, Mayanka, Regional Communications Officer, Charles Akowa Bono. Okay, Bawumia is always accused JDM about 24-hour economy that will change the life of young Ghanaians and bring development as well. Bawumia should bring his policies for Ghanaians compared to two of them and choose the right candidate. All right. Okay, Amma Abdul Bashit from please, I want to tell my brother that they should stop worrying themselves because it's not going to be easy for them at all come 2024. Okay, Roslyn, I like you always. I like to see before I step out. Odro mentions so thanks. Okay, thank you so much for liking me. And thank you for supporting all the time. All right. So Ghanaian politics is gradually losing its credibility. The ability of one to lead is now determined by the size of wallet and not about policies and ideas. A lot of constituencies are left undeveloped as a result of vote buying. It's quite clear from the NPP parliamentary elections that money sharing played a major role in securing victory for the winners. How can we go forward as a country if this act of vote buying is allowed to continue? Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema, it's so sad that people are now embarking on the tangent of using money to win power to satisfy their individual parochial interests, leaving the electorates to their fate. We need to, as a democratic country, criminalize vote buying and attach serious sanctions to it to deter politicians from engaging in such corrupt attitude. Let's give our mandate to persons who are ready to selflessly serve in the interest of the entire Ghanaian citizenry. We need developers and not persons who want to amass wealth for personal gains. Daniel Akpaliok, Sandema. Good morning to you, Daniel Akpaliok. All right, so good morning to you and your panels for this wonderful show. My contribution to your program today is to advise politicians to always respect the ordinary citizens, but not to always show arrogance after winning political power. Thank you, and this is from Humble Lion inside Shukura. All right, Humble Lion. Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. I agree with my brother Bernard. If we don't take care with this vote buying, we will not get good leaders in this country. I'm Marcella from Garu. Good morning, Marcella. Good morning to you, Madam Roslyn, and to your panelists. If crocodile eats its own eggs, what wants it to do to the flesh of a lizard? If these people can go to the extent for just their own internal election, what about the general election? So these are the plans that they have towards 2024 elections. That is why they have the hope of breaking the 8. But inshallah, we have prepared for them. My question to Honorable is that what is he looking for in MPP? He too planning to mobilize millions of cedis, dollars, euro, etc. before leaving just like others. I believe the people are watching and listening. For the controller issue, nothing is impossible in this government. They can do anything for power except returning the dead person back to life. My regards to incoming MP for Mion constituency, Alhaji Misbah, Sumani Hamza. Thank you, Sumani. The OSP must not target government appointees. He might not win any case. He should rather target the government institutions. Justice Insurer from SBS Technology, Ghana. Okay, so hi, Rose. Tell the NPP spin doctors that Ghanaians will never make another mistake to vote for scammers to break the 8, either after their massive failure, economic mismanagement, abuse of power, brutalities, human rights abuse, untold hardship, massive corruption, plutocracy, nepotism, and the destruction of our institutions and water bodies. NPP, never again, because workers are still suffering. Nurses and doctors are suffering. Teachers and lecturers are suffering. And pensioners are suffering with a haircut by this wicked and insensitive regime. Hey, our messages are a lot too. Okay, so controller itself is corrupt with ghost names. No wonder they'll put people's salary. Good morning, Evans Elembele. All right, Evans, thank you so much. Good morning to you and your panelists on the show. I'm really happy about Mr. Bernard's submission today. Bernard, you're getting a lot of fans. Okay, this one, it seems the person has sent a lot of... Okay, good morning, my dear Rosalie and your panelists. I want to take this opportunity to extend my warmest felicitations to Honorable Ajia Lariba Abudu Zuwera, Member of Parliament for Wale Wale constituency, that the constituent is grateful for her good work, a greater vision. Ajia Lariba, Member of Parliament, is charismatic by nature and unwavering hard work. Ethic make her the best person. All right, thank you so much for sending in this message. Okay, Alaji Hamza Pikfam, good morning, Roslyn. We should be truthful to ourselves in this country and speak the truth for once. Dr. Bawumia should be told in the face that he should stop this attacks on President Mahama and tell Ghanaians what issues and ideas and policies he has for us. Dr. Bawumia goes around talking about digitization. For God's sake, was he the one who built the National Digital Center? He came to meet the National Digital Center, so he should give credit to President Mahama. Dr. Bawumia goes around saying he's going to provide Ghanaians with blue economy. He should tell us the meaning of blue economy. Rosalind, can you believe Dr. Bawumia went to Yendi and told the overlord of Dagbon that the NPP will provide air trips for the good people of Yendi? This is an insult to the overlord of Dagbon and the good people of the North. I am particularly happy because the 2024 elections is going to be on trustworthy experience and competence. All right, I think that will be all for now, so we can continue with our discussion, and we have a lot in store as well. So we move on to our next topic. Let's move on to our next topic, and it's to do with the passage of the LGBTQI bill. We know one man who has been championing it is Honorable Sam George. He's been championing it. He's been saying that it ought to be passed. Now, when we come to Africa, a country like Uganda has criminalized it. A country like Kenya has actually passed the bill. However, it's a little liberal because they are allowed to form the groups, but you cannot practice any form of gayism or lesbianism in public domain. Neither can they marry. When you look at certain African countries who have legalized this bill, it's actually a few. But a lot of Africans are calling on their countries to make sure that the bill is passed, and Ghana is one of them. Of course, we know the Parliament will be going on recess very soon, and we know the Speaker of Parliament has spoken, and he has assured Ghanaians not to worry at all because this bill will be passed before they go on recess. South Africa, Cape Verde, and Mauritius are countries that gayism is really allowed and it's sort of legalized. But aside that, the other countries are still in a limbo. And Ghana wants to get out of the limbo to be a part of those who pass this bill. Will it be passed before recess? We don't know. But definitely, my guests have their opinions as well. So let me start this with you, Ebenezer.
Rosalind, I think I listened to the speaker somewhere last week because there has been a debate on this passage of the bill. Mm-hmm. And I heard the speaker very well saying that he will ensure that they will do everything possible to pass the bill. I have listened to speaker on several occasions on this matter. And it informs me that he has already taken a stance on this bill issue. A stand that he has condemned it on numerous occasions that he had opportunity to talk about the bill, that he is not in support of it. I don't think that any sensible human being living on this earth in this country of ours who supports this bill. I will be extremely surprised that when this bill is being put for the third time to be read in Parliament for it to be passed, I will have one single MP that will vote against
The bill.
the bill. I'll be surprised. I am only disappointed that it look as if that we have left the fight in the hands of Sam George alone. That's my disappointment.
But you could have
Because
also championed it.
I believe so well that we have 275 members of parliament. Yes, others might have their views and their this on it, but we are talking about a bill that will not only prevent evil deeds, but also things that a bill that will help us. Today, as I'm speaking with you, and I always ask myself, why is that those who do these gay issues, only the rich are the men, and then the women are the poor people?
How?
Those who have the money, they are the men.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And those who don't have the money are the women.
Oh, you mean the top and the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, so the poor are the bottom and
Yes.
the top are the
Yes.
rich. Okay.
Right name.
I see.
And then at the end of the day, they suffered. It is something that sometimes I always ask myself, why would you want even to involve yourself into this satanic act? I'm just praying and hoping and believing, because I know Parliament will be rising somewhere 23rd or 24th, that this bill needs to be passed. Because in 2017 to 2021, when we're in Parliament, we passed a lot of bills within that 4 years. And I think this current Parliament is also doing well. And therefore, I want to urge the Speaker of Parliament and leadership of Parliament that if indeed we are so much concerned about this bill, yes, I know this week they are doing estimates of the budget. When they are done with it, this will be one of the priority of Parliament to ensure, to make sure that we pass this bill. There are other bills that people are also calling on it. But I think that this is the most important one, because this is what Ghanaians are talking about it. Clergymen are talking about it. Even the Islamic community are even talking about it. The president said it will not be under his watch to see legalizing gay in this constituency. Sorry, in this country.
Yeah.
Former President Mills, may he so rest in peace, speak against it. John Mahama have done same. So if we have these three leaders of ours who have all not in support of it, and who have been president and current president, I don't see why we cannot pass the bill. In fact, I met Sam George, and we're talking about this bill. And he said something that, in fact, I was really, really disturbed about it. That because of the champion of this bill, it nearly even cost him in his primaries. Because there were people supporting the person that he is contesting with. And just as Bernard said, that if care is not taken, it will get to a point in this country of ours. You can only get a political position when you associate yourself with certain group of people.
But Ebenezer, I like that you're saying that you don't think there should even be one person against it. But let's not forget that just last week, we saw Honorable Sam George very angry and saying that the majority in Parliament were the ones obstructing the passing of this bill. So who are the majority in Parliament that are obstructing it? Because obviously, if everybody is in agreement, why the wait? Why the back and forth? Why hasn't it been passed?
If he says that majority, as you rightly say, he could not even mention anybody's name. And I don't think that the majority can prevent the Speaker from passing this bill. The only thing the majority can do is to work out if the bill is being put before them. And I'll be surprised that if this bill is brought to Parliament for the passage, majority will work out or they'll not even show their support. You should not forget that the chairman for the committee is a majority member. So I'll be extremely surprised about it. I just want to urge, that's why I'm appealing to the Speaker and leadership, because whatever will be discussed during the week is being discussed by the Speaker and leadership of the Parliament. So therefore, it should be at the business committee for them to discuss. Look, this week we are doing budget. We are finished. We have passed the budget. We are doing estimates. Estimates will not take more than, 3-4 days to pass estimate.
Well, I think there are people out there who also have, their thought on this bill is that it's so criminalized to the extent that if you are caught, you can face a death penalty that some countries actually go through. But it's not so in Ghana here. What it is to do is to make sure that we restore family values, and also we have proper sexual, what's the right word to use? Proper human sexuality, in Ghana. So we don't have people, doing all sort of things and contaminating the system. This is why the bill is supposed to be passed.
Yes, because I've not read I've had a copy of the bill. And there's nowhere in the bill that says that
it's criminalized.
If you are being caught, they will stone you to death.
No, it's not.
It's just that we are putting it in the right perspective.
And we have to restore human
This is what we are supposed
sexuality.
to do. We are not animals. Even animals don't do that. So this is what we have to. Just as Bernard said, that somebody was enjoying herself when he went to the hometown.
Anyway, let me bring Bernard into the conversation. Bernard.
First, I think it's important to look at it that either the media or the promoters of the media are getting the bill wrong. The bill before Parliament is proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill.
Yeah.
That is the bill before Parliament. For how anyone could caricature that to mean it's anti-LGBT bill is the imagination of that person. Because when this bill is passed into law and anybody comes to this country and is looking for anti-LGBT, or even you go in search of anti-LGBT act,
you won't get it.
You will not get it. And so it's important to situate it that it is proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. Now, what is proper human sexual rights? That a man has sexual intercourse with a woman, or a woman has sexual intercourse with a man. It is improper for a man to remove your penis and thrust in the anus of another man. For a woman to use your vagina running on another woman's vagina. This is not normal.
Is it demonic?
I cannot talk about the demonic nature, but I'm telling you that have you ever heard that a vagina and a vagina has produced a baby before? Or a penis and a penis have produced a baby before? What it means is that it's not right. And so if people are engaged in it, they have a mental and a psychological problem. And when you have a problem, you treat that problem. We can have compassion for such people who are awkward and doesn't understand. Why? There are many people, and I have encountered people. Look, there are women that walk from the time that they became adolescent to over 40. And no man has been able to look at them and say, you look beautiful. Can you be my girlfriend or something? They've not heard that word before. No one has said to them, I love you. So it gives them the impression that, no, something is wrong with them. There are men who are timid to the core. That, Rosalind, if they admire you, they cannot say it. And so they become queer. It's an abnormality that requires treatment.
So how do you treat such people?
There are facilities, right? You have the Moses Fo, Amonin, Wilson, Emmanuel Wilson Jr. and co. They have constituted themselves. We have the counselors. We have the psychologists. They have a way to tune people to proper human rights, sexual rights. It is abominable for anyone to get up and say that a man is going to have sex with another man, and that is their right. So grant them their right, legalize it for them. Where is this nonsense coming from? Where is this nonsense coming from? And that nonsense is coming from the West. The same West will not allow you to be polygamous, which is part of the Ghanaian family value system.
The polygamy, right?
Do you understand? So if you go there and you marry one and you marry two, it's criminal in their law. Have you heard Africans going to their countries to be promoting polygamy or polygyny? It is not done. And so why are they forcing on Africans what they consider? Look, this nonsense cannot survive in our country. In those countries, they will have a wife and have several mistresses.
But
you understand? Here we are talking about, look, I cannot, and I'm surprised. Look, you said Sam George did not mention him. Sam George mentioned the chairman of the committee. He mentioned Anyimado and saying that Anyimado is deliberately frustrating the efforts and that everything has been done. And Anyimado is the one that is frustrating their efforts. So he mentioned, and Anyimado came out to respond that if they want to do it that way, the bill will not see the day of light. But I can assure him this bill will be passed. Maybe he will not see the day of light in his constituency, but this bill will be passed. Because everybody in his constituency are excited that we are going to pass a law about proper human sexuality right or sexual right and Ghanaian family values. And you say that you will not allow this bill to be passed on your partisan lenses. It will not. I have heard Apenyo Markins and said that listen to the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is of the opinion that I have. That look, these people, we should look at them with compassion. There's something that is wrong with them. Just as we look at those who are mentally derailed in society with compassion, and we give them a certain care. So these people are not normal.
So we should give them a certain care.
We should give them care. In fact, when we identify them, move them to psychologists, move them to the hospitals.
And you think that will change them?
Some will change. Some of them, their anuses have been ruptured. Right? And if you meet for Amoni and others, those who have decided to change, they come and tell you that, look, we thought we would even get money in this endeavor. It ended up not being the case.
Yeah.
But it's difficult for me. If myself and Eben, we walk into a hotel and we are doing our things in our room, how will you come and know? Because the doors will be locked. Rosalind, if you walk there with, what's the name of it? Esedua. And you are in some room, even in your house, it will be difficult for anyone to come and know. Except if they begin to suspect your movement and they come and lay away, or somebody put a camera. Or you yourself decide to put a camera and it leaks. So yes, some people can be engaged in it. But let's not legalize the act of a man sleeping with a man, a woman sleeping with a woman. It's unthinkable.
But do you think this will affect, our relationship with the West in a way? Because these are people that we actually go to for financial aid.
Who cares whether it affects? If because we say that we will not allow a man to sleep with a man, we will not allow a woman to sleep with a woman. And the United States of America says that because of that, they want to come and, dig out their embassy from Ghana. We will welcome them. They should come and take it out.
Probably because you are not in power. That's why
No, they should take it out. In fact, the United States of America is part of the bane of our problems, our nation.
How?
Why? Are they not the ones who led the CIA, infiltrated and overthrew Kwame Nkrumah? Are they not the ones who caused the havoc in Congo? And Congo cannot be in peace? Are they not the ones who led the struggle for Gaddafi to be removed? Go to every country where there is turmoil. Are they not the people supporting Israel to be doing the madness in Palestine today?
But you have a lot of Ghanaians who are dreaming of being in the United States of America.
No doubt, because Ghanaian labor was used and stolen to go and build the United States of America. So going there does not mean that we believe in their doctrines. We believe that there is opportunity there to make us better human beings. So there's no doubt about that. So I am saying that if our non-association with man fucking man, woman sleeping with a woman.
It's too early. That word is too early.
What word?
The word
that a man fucking a man.
Yeah, that is
what should I say?
No, you can say sleeping with, or because that word is too. It's not allowed.
A man having sex with a man.
Good, that's fine.
Or you don't
But that's
like
more.
fat?
That's more even.
No, that's not. The
Really?
word, yes. That word is actually
Which word?
prohibited. No, I can't say it. It's
Okay,
not.
I will
yes.
attempt to speak it in Twi.
No, don't speak to me.
Say, Obema,
No.
And now Obadi,
No.
or I should speak in
No,
Dagari.
don't say you. What you have said is enough.
No, you see, we must not, you see, where I stand, we must not try to like.
Yeah, but that particular word is not said anywhere. It's a curse.
I have said
it's termed as a curse. Yes.
Oh, yes, so I'm cursing those people.
Not as a curse, as in you are cursing them, but it's a curse word. So
that when you go to fuck something, a man is fucking a man.
Bernard Mona, you can't say that on live television.
I have said it. I have said it. And it is I take responsibility for it, not you.
I know, but I mean that, okay.
So if they are suing, I am telling them that I am
nobody
responsible.
is suing, but
but I'm saying that, why do you want to, like, you know...
You're not sugarcoating, but when you said that having sex, it's fine to use that word. That is not a swear word. This is a swear word, so let's not use that word. That's
Is it
all.
imaginable that a woman will go and be sleeping with a woman?
So...
Is it imaginable that a man will be sleeping with a man as you want
wrong.
to use?
Yes, it's wrong like that.
That alone should tell you that there is some abnormality. And no one should want to legitimize abnormality as a right. Right? If you come and tell me that, oh, these people are gays, recognize their right. Their right to do what?
Anyway, let's see if we have some comments coming in. So, okay, let's see if we have some comments coming in, and then we quickly take the comments and we go on to our next topic. But so if it's not passed, what happens then?
It will be passed.
Okay.
It's not an issue of it. It's a when it is passed. Because, you see, I didn't want to go to the tangent, but Eben even raised it. The president is double-tongued on this matter. In one breath, the president is saying that there is not enough mobilization to lead to the passage of this. He even goes to say that, look, women voting was seen as an abominable thing. Blacks voting was seen as an abominable thing. But because there was sufficient galvanization, look at the comparison the president is making. It led to the rights of these people. And that if there is sufficient mobilization, this will become a right in the president's dream. The president then somersaults. After he has gone to say this internationally, he comes to say that not under his watch.
Anyway, so...
And then when the vice president, Kamala Harris, came to Ghana, did you hear the president comments? It is some individuals who have taken this to parliament. And it is not the government. And that when they do their work, it will come to him.
But this then brings me back to the question
So
that
clearly,
I asked
this is a president who doesn't even want to sit and side with the people of Ghana.
No, but let's also look at the relationship we have with the West, and that's what I
And because of that, we must compromise our values for the Western values.
No, but you see...
Look, we will take what is right. They cannot teach us what is right.
As a party
we are learning, we cannot allow them to...
If I'm getting it, you mean that we should not pass this
I'm not saying that.
because of the support we are getting
I'm not
from
saying
foreign.
that. I am saying that, you know, with regards to what Honorable Sam George said, that there are some members
but
who
for
are...
correction, it's not only Sam George. There were about 7 members. Honorable Bejira, Honorable Ntim Fojua, Al-Hassan Sohini, I think Ablapa.
Ablapa is not part.
There are 7. Sam George.
Francis Kautemes.
And then Sam George is probably the spokesperson. But there are many. But there are about 7 of them.
I'm saying that with
and
regards to what he's championing.
Ellen Ntoso.
Okay, but with what he's championing, and he's saying that, you know, it's not being passed because of certain people there. I'm saying, my question is, could it be that the fear of losing the kind of resources we get from the West is the reason why some of them are not willing for this bill to be passed?
But I have not heard any...
I will ask you directly.
I have not heard any of the members of parliament or government saying that because of the bill, support that we will be expecting from the Western world, we are not going to get it.
Okay.
It cannot be an option for us to pass to get a support, or we will not pass and we'll lose those support. I don't think that this will be an option.
Okay.
Rosalind.
Yes.
Be candid that you choose to go and have sex with a woman.
No, I
contrary
won't.
to a man.
No, I won't.
Why?
Because I don't like it.
because it's not normal.
Anyway, let's see some messages coming in if we do. Okay. This one says, you're putting people's life into danger showing their numbers on TV. Oh, really? Okay, we'll see what we can do, but I don't know how we are putting somebody's life into danger, but let's see.
Okay, they want you to cut the message and leave their contacts away.
Anyway, so if any more messages come in, we will...
So let me advise the
please.
people that if you fear, don't do. If you do, don't fear. We are in a free country. Everybody can say what you want to say.
Okay.
And in saying so, you must not be under any... But of course, some people belong to some institutions, and they feel that they can be victimized if they are seen to be the ones giving out certain communications. So for instance, if somebody is in the military and wants to give a certain information, and the number is put out there, and they go and do investigations, and they find out the person, they will be treating the person in a manner that you will not know that it is the message that has caused it. And so probably you should safeguard them.
Okay. Amisko Spelele Kaswa says, a.k.a. Honorable Hawa Kumsin Twaso. Fortunately, then it's quite difficult to read it like this, but okay, we'll see what we can do about it. Hopefully, okay, now it's fine. Why are some SHS head teachers want to sabotage our education system? In fact, charging unapproved fees is unacceptable, and I commend GS for their interdiction. In fact, the law must deal with them. Hashtag Free SHS has come to say regards to Honorable Mavis Hawakumse, MP Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development.
I love her, though.
So you do, eh?
I do. I love Hawakumse.
That's nice. Anyway, so if any more messages come in, quickly, let's talk about our last topic and then we go just briefly, or 5 minutes, where the Vice President has said that he was misinterpreted when he said that you can use your Ghana card. A time will come where you can use your Ghana card to aid in purchasing of a vehicle. He didn't say that will be your money for buying the car, but rather it will help with your credit score and it will help with tracking system so you can afford a car. But he says he's been misquoted. Bernard, you think he was misquoted?
Before that, I am a product. I sit on this show because of education.
So you want to talk a bit about it?
A little bit.
Okay.
Just permit me a minute or so. I think that we must not be quick to want to punish. There is free SHS, but head teachers and schools are collapsing under the weight of heavy indebtedness. And so, what did they ask for? Tri-shoots.
Baller money, tracksuits.
What is baller?
Fees.
Sanitation. These days, it is, look, people want to learn. And so you see that the school is dirty. They want to clear it. Or they have even taken the rubbish to one part. To take it away becomes a problem. And they cannot be living and staying with the stench. Government money is not forthcoming, and when it's coming, it's inadequate. Then these teachers or head teachers say, look, let's find a way to deal with it. And they say, we have introduced this. It is important that you come and look at the raison d'etre. What is the reason behind? Than to say that they cannot be. About 10 of them. If it is one, then you say it's an isolated case. This is not 10. It means that there is something that is not right somewhere. And that either we are pretending that we are doing free SHS, and these headmasters, some of them cannot even go to their schools. Because you go there and people come and they are chasing them for their monies, they are owing. I don't know much about it, but I think that it will be important to take a time to investigate properly, to find out whether they were taking these monies for their personal use, or indeed, it was being used for the purpose for which they were. Then you ask, why are you taking tracksuits money? Why are you taking this? Then they tell you that, look, these are the things we need. We cannot find them within the government support system. And so we ask that this thing should be done. So if it is not supposed to be done, government should find a way to provide them with a cushion. If you sack them and somebody takes over and they will not do it, then you go to the school and the people there will suffer diseases. Because there will be cholera outbreak because of the stench and the boiler that will engulf the schools and what have you. So I think that, yes, if they are doing this and it is that they are extorting for their self-use, they should be taken to task. Otherwise, I think that the heads of assisted secondary school CHAS should also come and probably help in the investigations. NAGRAT, NAT, and all those.
Yeah, I think investigations are ongoing.
They should deal with it and not just think that, this is what we have heard, and therefore it is wholly true that they are taking money for themselves. If they are taking money for themselves, why not? It means that they are not deserving to lead our society.
Right.
Having said that,
the Vice President's clearance on what he said.
The Vice President spoke in English, not in Mampruli, not in Dagbanli, not in Kusal, not in Dagari, and obviously not in Twi. He spoke in English. If our leaders will communicate without clarity, and it is for us to interpret what they, or somebody to come and tell us what they meant by their communication, then indeed we have a major problem. Because simplicity as a journalist is the hallmark of communication, that people must understand what you are putting out there. So when you speak, anytime you speak or your boss speaks, the people take it this way, then some people or you yourself now will come and say, no, don't take it that way. That is not what I meant. Then it means that there is a major challenge. Is it not the same Vice President, leader of the New Patriotic Party now, that told us that he prefers one Ghana card to 10 interchanges?
But that one, he didn't come and clear it.
Yes, you know that he prefers one Ghana card to 10 interchanges. Then later, I saw somebody at the fuel station using his Ghana card and saying that, I want to pay with my Ghana card because one Ghana card is worth more than 10 interchanges. And if you know what we mean by interchange, go and see the example at Circle Dubai. Do you know the value of it? So it means that your communication is not straight. So if this is what the Vice President is telling us, then I think that we need to take him back to the rudiments, the basic etiquettes of communication, so that when you are communicating, people don't get it wrong.
Okay.
Now, you come and say that why? One Ghana card, your Ghana card, can be used to purchase a vehicle. Then you come and tell us that it can give you credit. The Ghana card is a bank card.
It will help with your credit score.
No, the Ghana card is a bank card.
So they can track your credit score.
If I'm coming to buy a car from you, right, and you don't trust me, you will not give it to me on credit. If you don't know me, you will not give it to me on credit. So if I have a Ghana card and I still come, and you give me to me on credit and I cannot pay, the Ghana card will now somersault to become the money to pay.
But the Ghana card, no, he's not saying it will become the money. He says that it will enable you to be tracked.
So people were not buying cars when there was no Ghana card.
No, that's not what
Did you buy your Ghana card because you have your card?
Let's say I walk into a showroom and I want to purchase a car. Maybe it's difficult for them to track my record of, my credit score. So my Ghana card has all my details. When they enter it into the system,
it will show your bank account.
Yes, everything.
It will show how much money you have in your bank account. No, it will
show your credit score, so you'll be able to.
I mean, see, your bank is different from your Ghana card. Ghana card is an identification. We say that it aligns your tax, it aligns your health insurance and what have you, right? Your Senate, it aligns so that it will make easy for reference. Easy reference is not the same thing as credit score. Because the Ghana card cannot be a substitute to your bank card.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
It cannot be the solution to your credit worthiness or otherwise. Then those of us who have Ghana card, we are credit worthy.
Okay.
And so we can walk into any car dealer and say that this is my Ghana card, so take it and then give me a car. Is that what we mean? So communication and the simplified version of communication for our leaders. You are communicating to us. We are not at the standard of PhD. We are at the standard of no HD. So speak to us at that standard. Don't come and give us big English when we understand it in one form. Then now you are struggling to come and explain to us. Why didn't you take your trouble to break it down at a point of communication? Okay. Now you are turning around to come and tell us something. Look, I think that Ghana card is useful. There's no doubt about it. I think that It will enable for easy identification. I think that all national cards can be aligned to it. We should find a way to make sure that your Ghana card will be able to determine whether you are a proficient driver or not and what have you, so you don't need to carry multiple cards.
Okay.
But the kind of expectations we are putting on Ghana card, except we want to justify the kind of expenditure we have put in there.
Anyway, Ebenezer.
I think, just as you rightly said, the vice presidents have come out to clear the air or the perception that people are alluding to it, that you can use your Ghana card to buy a car. And I think with the explanation, in fact, when people started talking, I was just asking myself, how can you use your Ghana card to go and buy a car? I can't just go to Tesano with my Ghana card and say, I want to buy a car. No. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, the Ghana card that most of us have your detailed information about you. That is why when the EC were of the view that the only source of registration for the voters ID card is Ghana card, I agree with it, 100%. Because we all have a unique number. You all have all the information, how you can be tracked and whatever. And so therefore, you cannot take advantage of anybody who you go to him for assistance or get something. What he's saying is that, yes, you go to Tesla or any Toyota or anywhere to buy a car. Whatever transaction you do, after you have done everything, definitely your Ghana card will be needed. Now, to be honest with you, people don't use any of their card apart from your Ghana card. Even at the banks. When you go now, they ask of your Ghana card. Even when you give them your voter's ID card, they'll tell you it's not in the system. And they will prefer your Ghana card because that's what the information
But there's an issue of shortage as well. It's not everybody that has a Ghana card.
Recently, money was released to NIA and they have given out cards. And you see, there are a lot of cards too at the offices.
But we still have a lot of people who don't have Ghana cards.
But the people that have are more than the people who don't have. And it's a fact. And there are thousands of cards at the various NIA offices and people are refusing to go for it. So for me, I think that the vice president have come to clear the air. It is not possible that you can just go to a center to just buy a car with your Ghana card, but you can be tracked if you get the access and you are defaulting the people. Now because of Ghana card, people are even going for quick loan. Now they don't sleep because you are easily to be accessed. You can easily be located. And just to add to a little to what Bernard said about the outrageous bills that have been given by head teachers. And I'm told that about 7 or 8 of them have been interdicted. 10 have been interdicted. Last year, most of us were not happy with the way the system was. Somebody has been posted to Wesley Girls. The percentage that he will get from Wesley Girls is different from Ebri Girls. It's different from Infantimine. You go to Accra Academy, it's different. Now, government have come out to say that, look, whether you are going to grade A or grade B or grade C boarding school, you are all giving the same percentage, you are giving the same thing. Yes, still, you have head teachers who also want to take advantage of the system and make sure that they get what they want.
This is why investigations are ongoing. So definitely,
you see, sometimes you need, when you do some of, I'm just hoping and praying that what is happening today will not reach partisan nature in it. At the moment we start with that, we end the issue.
You mean
right.
Like
so anyway, that's why investigations are ongoing. Gentlemen, I'll say a very big thank you to you for making it here this morning. We are super grateful. Why are you looking at me like that? It's like you don't want to go on.
No, I just wanted to let you know that I'm straight. I'm not a gay.
I know. Bernard Mona represented the PNC today. And actually, hopefully Bernard Mona will become the flag bearer for the PNC very soon.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course,
I see that you can be a competent animator.
You see, you. And Honorable Ebenezer Date represented the NPP today. And so thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here today. Super grateful. My name is Rosalind Fairley. This has been the News Flash segment.